Hey guys, I just wanted to pop on here just a moment. I feel like I have a word that I got this morning as I had a encounter time with Jesus. I love to sit and hang out with him and see what he has to say over my life and over others' lives. And I got a personal word that really turned into a word for a people group, which turned into a word for the church at large. And I think it's really beautiful. And I love the opportunity to share it with you. And so I took notes just to make sure that I catch it all. But here's what I heard the Lord saying as I met with him this morning. That right now there's many of you that just feel like you're bleeding. You know, you're bleeding emotionally. You're bleeding money. That's come out of my mouth a few times in the last few months. I feel like I'm bleeding money. And I feel like I'm bleeding time. Like my time just goes like that. And it's like, did I get any work done? What is happening? Am I really accomplishing my purpose? And bleeding emotionally is just like, oh, just lots of feels going on, right? And I know there's those of us, many of you, who are feeling like you're just bleeding all of your resources and all of your strength. And I had an encounter with the Lord today, and he showed me the wounds on his hands from when he hung on the cross. And it was cool because he was his usual self, calm, happy, friendly, welcoming, no big deal. It didn't seem to be like a wound on his hands anymore. It seemed to be just this matter of fact. He's like, hey, look at this. And so I asked him, I'm like, Lord, what do you want me to know about this? And when I said, Lord, what do you want me to know about this? I saw his hands fill with blood. And I'm like, okay, your hands are filled with blood. What do you want me to know about this? And guys, I'm telling you, I encourage you to do this on your own, is to just have a coffee time with Jesus, or just a time where you sit outside or sit out from behind your desk and make some time to talk to him. But I saw his hands fill with blood, and I said, what do you want me to know about this? And he asked me, he said, so what is the purpose of bleeding? And I looked at that, like, what is the purpose of bleeding? And bleeding, in essence, is it's for three things. I actually looked it up. Blood transports nutrients and hormones, and so it's a transportation device. It regulates your body temperature, and it protects. You know, blood is to protect you. So when you have a wound, it rushes to the wound, creates a bruise, or it'll create a clot to stop the bleeding, right? And so I'm like, okay, so what happens when there's excessive bleeding? How do you make it stop? That's what the Lord is asking me about. And I'm like, well, you have to put pressure on it, right? And so you put pressure on it. So how do you make excessive bleeding stop? You put pressure on it. And I was like, Lord, what do you want me to know about that? I mean, okay. And here's the thing. This is what the Lord is saying. God is putting pressure on it. He's putting his thumb on that thing that feels like excessive bleeding. It's not for the purpose to destroy, or you may feel like you're dying, like your finances are dying, your emotions are dying, your resources are dying, or your time is dying. It's like it's just gone. Maybe there is excessive bleeding in some of your resources, but God is putting pressure on it. He's putting his thumb on that thing that is bleeding. But the purpose is not to destroy you. The purpose is for you to be healed. Listen, you will be healed in your finances and your mindsets around them. You will be healed in your emotions as you let him do his work in you. You will be healed in your time as he trains you how to prioritize. And then he even showed me the church at large has a lot going on. It's bleeding too. But he says what actually looks like dying is actually healing. It's time to embrace the pressure and watch me move in it. So I just want to encourage you guys to take a little bit of time, even right now, and just have a time where you say, Jesus, where are you in the room? And when you find him, ask him some questions. Talk to him for the sake of just getting to know him better, hanging out, letting him be your friend. And then let him do his work in you. He is putting pressure on the site where the blood is pouring out so that it can be healed. So be encouraged. This pain, this pressure you're feeling is not to destroy. You're not going down. You're not dying. It's not going to destroy you. No, rather, this pressure is there and the bleeding will stop and you will heal. And the purpose that the Lord is putting some pressure on is so that you can heal. Without the pressure, there may not be the progress, right? So I just want to encourage you to change your mind about this pressure you're feeling. Change your mind about the things that are bleeding from you. Maybe they feel in excess, but just be encouraged and embrace that pressure. The Lord is putting his thumb on that thing. Let him work his process in you. So I bless you with that today. Do me a favor, comment below and let me know how this resonated with your heart. God bless you. Talk to you later.